Hey, Henry, how are you? All right. All right, well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's meeting. Before we start the formal portion of our meeting this evening, we've got a number of students we want to recognize for great accomplishments in the community, so we appreciate all the students coming out, faculty coming out, and your parents coming out. First, I'd like to start off by recognizing and asking Juliana Tand of Merrick to step forward. Juliana? Come on. Get right over here. You're the center of attention. Let me tell you something right now. Ladies and gentlemen, at the ripe age of 10, this Merrick resident has raised more than $20,000 for the Ronald McDonald House. If you don't know, the Ronald McDonald House is a nationwide charity that creates programs for well-being of children. And there's one nearby, if any of you don't know, it's right here in New Hyde Park and Queens. It's next to Northwell Health and Cohen's Children's Hospital. Juliana started by selling sculptures and artwork and donating all the proceeds to charity. And as Juliana, I think you're still going strong, aren't you? Yes, you are. And we want to congratulate you and thank you for your great efforts. And we just want to say, you fifth grade? Oh, Juliana, wait until I go home and tell my son he's in fifth grade too. You are quite the accomplished fifth grader. We are all proud of your great work, and we're going to follow you with your continued success, and we want to recognize you here tonight on this great achievement. So if all of us can join her in giving her a great round of applause. Juliana, is it okay if we present you with a citation? Would you like that? Because we'd like to present you with one, all right? Congratulations again, and seriously, I can't wait to go home and tell my 10-year-old what an accomplishment you're doing, all right? Listen, next up, we have two great honorees from Memphis High School in Belmore. We have Yana Fafus and Talia Robles. Want to come up and congratulate the both of you? Ladies and gentlemen, these are our wrestling champions from the high school. Let's hear it for our champions. Now, ladies, you will correct me if I'm wrong, but Yana took home first place as the 2023 New York State champion in her weight class, correct? Excellent. And even better, she just recently placed fifth in the 2023 National High School Tournament, recently earning her title as All-American. Congratulations. Talia is another top-tier wrestler from Memphis and is the 2023 Long Island champion. Congratulations to you. And Talia recently traveled up to Syracuse to compete in the state championship, and you went 4-0, taking home first place. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And this isn't our first time recognizing these two outstanding young ladies. I remember doing it last year as well, and we appreciate it. And on behalf of the town of Hempstead, we want to congratulate the both of you on these great accomplishments, and we look forward to next year as well. Congratulations to the both of you. Come on, ladies. Let's hear it for our 2 champions. All right? Thank you. No, please. And finally, last but not least, we are proud to welcome Sean Andrade of Sewanaka High School. Sean, congratulations. Now, a couple of you might have read it. What was it, last week you were in Newsday? Something like that. I know I have the clipping at home. I was showing everybody. Now, out of 275 students in his graduating class, Sean is the 2023 salutatorian, and he's only 15 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Sean skipped 4th grade and 8th grade and will be graduating with his grade point average of 103.78. Congratulations. And Sean, just so you know, Councilman Muscarella said he'd go back to 4th and 8th grade to make up those classes. He needs a little bit of help. He is a master of robotics and is already able to code and build his own robots. He is a once-in-a-lifetime prodigy, absolutely, who's worked hard and dedicated, has already made him excel in life. And you're really an inspirational, and I really mean this. When I read that article last week, I was blown away. This is quite a feat. We're very, very proud of you. I know your parents are super proud of you. So thank you for letting honor to you tonight, and congratulations. Come on, you're going to be up for the weather, something for you. Let's hear it again for Thanks, guys. All right. Now that that's actually the best part of the meeting as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad everybody could join us here tonight for the March 28th meeting here at 2023 at Hempstead Town Hall. And now I'm going to ask that Councilman Dennis Dunn lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
All rise. Face the American flag. Place your right hand over your heart and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before everyone sits, if we can just have a moment of silence for Levittown's own Jack Kilbride, double Purple Heart recipient, 2 tours in Vietnam.
He was with the India 326 in Khe Sanh, which was the Caesar Khe Sanh, the worst battle. And he was also in 19 in his first tour, which was The Walking Dead. And he's a real true American hero, United States Marine, John Wayne of Levittown. Everybody loved him. It's just, and he passed away Friday. We're going to bury him tomorrow. So thank you for the moment of silence.
God bless. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. Thank you all very, very much. Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Supervisor Clavin.
I am here.
Councilman Carini.
Here.
Councilman Dunn.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Here.
Councilwoman Miller.
Here.
Councilman Muscarella.
Present.
And another Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
All right. Always have to be different, Tommy. Madam Clerk, would you please call the first item?
Yes, we have on the public hearings Calendar, a proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking in Franklin Square.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips on item number 1. Any member of the audience that did not sign in that wishes to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in Oceanside.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard in this? I do not have any slips on item number 2. Did anybody wish to be heard on item number 2 that did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops in Levittown, North Belmore, and Wantagh.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard on this? I do not have any slips on item number 3. Is anybody did not sign in and wish to be heard on item number 3? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding taxation, partial exemption for members of volunteer fire departments and voluntary ambulance services.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard on this? I do not have any slips on item number 4. Does any member of the public wish to be heard that do not sign in item number 4? If not, may I please have a motion?
I make a motion that because this will help with the retention and the recruitment of firemen, that we move this item.
I second the motion, and I have to say that the Association of Towns, which we are members are, were involved in making sure that this happened.
Excellent.
Supervisor Clavin.
Proudly, aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the administrative calendar.
Yes, on the administrative calendar, we have items 5 through 44. I also have one item which is of an emergency or urgent nature. It is entitled a resolution amending Town Board Resolution Number 593-2021, the award of a bid for New York State Governor's Office of Storm Recovery funded project. It's stormwater damage improvements and Oceanside pipes in Oceanside, New York. So that will be item number 45 on the calendar.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any member of the board wish to be heard on the administrative calendar? Okay, I have a couple of slips in here that have signed in. First, we'll start off with Max Werther. You wish to speak? Yes, no, I just want to make sure. Okay. Next, I have Felix Picacci. Good evening, Mr. Picacci. If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Felix Procacci, Franklin Square. On number 15, have any specific improvement projects been decided?
Frank? Commissioner Parks? And John Mastromarino knows here as well. Okay.
Good evening, Supervisor, members of the board.
That's our Parks Commissioner.
Frank Sangler, Parks and Recreation. Mr. Procacci, I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Have there been specific improvements for the park? This is just saying it's transferring money, but have you decided a swing set, a new pool, whatever, you know?
Yes, the projects are upcoming. One is around the gazebo and Rath, playgrounds and swings in Garden City South, some improvements of the pool deck around Rath Park, you know, stuff like that.
Okay, in the future, that should really be part of the resolution, just for completeness, so people know what
Okay,
it's
we
about.
we'll
appreciate your
take
opinion
note.
on that. Thank you.
No problem.
It's the law, but anyway,
What law degree did you get?
what? You don't need a law degree to read the law.
Perhaps you do.
I stop at red lights too, and I don't know the law, right?
Maybe?
Number 43, the extension of the moratorium. I oppose number 43 for extending the temporary moratorium for the following reasons. First, I believe this resolution has an error. Chapters 101 and 101A only speak to the TOD, NB, and TR districts. The moratorium resolution of September 20th did not mention the URD-C district. In addition, the town attorney at the last meeting modified the moratorium resolution to include the URD-C district. I believe that's an error because you have to put it in the call and you just can't modify the public hearing without calling it first. It was never mentioned. And then if I'm wrong, can anyone tell me when this board enacted a moratorium on the URD-C district? I checked all the records. I don't see where that happened. It didn't happen on September 20th, for sure.
It happened on September 20th. At our last meeting, we enacted there was a prior calling, and we enacted the moratorium. However, this is just a procedural issue because we're required to send the county notice of this moratorium, which we did. However, the county, in a follow-up with them, when we followed up them, said that they would require an additional notice. So we've decided, in the abundance of caution, to send them the notice and have this calling hearing. But as far as the town is concerned, the moratorium is in existence for all the zones that you mentioned.
Okay, because I printed it out. I actually looked on the website for September 20th, and I don't see it at all. Maybe you could send me where, the place where it is. I looked all over.
We'll send you
where it was done, because I don't see it was done on September 20th.
Okay.
Also, I do oppose this because the moratorium doesn't have a specific purpose. You don't know when it's going to be, you're going to achieve your goal. On January 3rd, 2019, court papers, Supreme Court Leonard Steinman wrote in his decision for summary judgment against the town, case number 606-719-2018. In pertinent parts, the defendants have failed to set forth the proper basis for extension of moratorium and have not explained why it needs to be extended. The town attorney at the last meeting explained that the town supervisor, town board does not want high density. Well, that's fine. Just change the law. You don't the moratorium cannot go on indefinitely. We have court case precedents that's illegal. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Catrice. Always nice to see you. Next, I have Sean Singh. Sean Singh? No? Okay. Next, I have Christine Linsalti. Okay. I don't have any other slips of the administrative calendar. Is anybody else that did not sign in that wishes to be heard? Great. If you go to the back and give your name and address, that'd be awesome.
Pearl Jacobs, Uniondale. Item 39, can you elaborate, provide some specifications regarding Uniondale, the parking?
Parking and standing prohibitions. Yeah, nope, I know. Parking and standing prohibitions. See. If you just do us a favor and identify yourself for Ms. Jacobs, that'd be great. Thanks.
Good evening, Town Board Supervisor. Tom Reed, representing Traffic Control Division. These are items that are going to be presented for adoption at the next Town Board meeting, and I can give you the information where you want it for Uniondale.
Can you provide that to me now? Or?
Do you have it on handy, or can you provide it after? Yeah, I have it. Okay, it's going to be a hearing to the next ones. This is just calling for the hearing, so he'll provide it to you after the meeting.
Location, please.
All right.
Apologize.
Tom, don't worry.
Okay, in Uniondale, it's Argyle Avenue for no stopping anytime.
Argyle Avenue pertaining to what?
No stopping anytime.
No stopping anytime. The whole street?
That's for a resident that we did a survey for. We're giving them a no stopping any time within their property lines.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. No, Tom, we weren't going to yell, just thank you. No problem. I don't have any other slips in the administrative calendar. Anybody else wish to be heard did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion on the administrative calendar? Pretty, please.
I move the administration be adopted, the calendar be adopted, and motion to close it out.
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
After that unique motion, yes.
Councilman Carini.
Yes.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Yes.
All right. Can I please have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, now the formal program of the town board meeting is adjourned. The town board will remain to listen to the comments of residents. I have a couple of people that have signed in. We'll start off with Felix Procacci. Name and address, thank you.
Felix Procacci. If you read Clavin's emails, you will know that he often tells a corny joke. Well, I have one. How is the Hempstead Town Council like SEAL Team 6? It is because the Hempstead Town Council members act like 6 trained SEALs. The reason why high-density building zones were enacted in Lawrence and Inwood is because Blakeman pushed for it and the rest of the town council blindly followed like trained SEALs. While Blakeman was pushing high-density housing zones in Inwood and Lawrence, he was also supporting a moratorium to prevent a low-density housing project at the Woodmere Club and was instrumental in creating a new zone, further reducing housing density there. In 2019, this town board voted unanimously for Blakeman's Inwood, Lawrence high-density housing zones, and in 2020, this town board voted for Blakeman's ultra-low density housing zones at the Woodmere Club just 2 miles away. The Inwood-Lawrence moratorium states in substance, the approval procedures do not represent best practices for ensuring that a hard look is taken regarding its environmental impact, and the expedited review process does not provide for a meaningful level of public scrutiny. If you translate this gibberish into English, it means the town council members Gooseby, Dunn, Muscarella, Sweeney, and D'Esposito failed to do their due diligence and voted for these high-density building zones simply because Blakeman pushed for this project. They acted like trained SEALs. What was the point of spending $400,000 on engineering studies when all you need to do is ask the opinion of local residents to see if a project is viable? Clavin blames this on his predecessor when the fault lies with town council members he supports. Clavin is well aware that the supervisor gets only 1 vote. There was no public deliberation among the town council members during any of the public hearings. When all deliberation is done behind closed doors, it violates the intent and spirit of the open meetings law. Going forward, my hope is that each town board member will think for themselves, will engage in public discourse, and look out for the best interest of residents, even if it means publicly disagreeing with their fellow board members. Over 3 years ago, a calling for a tree preservation resolution was voted down by this board. Since then, there hasn't been one public hearing on a tree preservation resolution at a town board meeting. The resolution Clavin claims to have been working on for the last 3 years should be brought before this board and publicly debated. Every vote doesn't have to be 7-0 with no debate. If it gets voted down, at least residents will know how their council members feel about Clavin's tree preservation residents. And one more thing, it wasn't just me who think you didn't do your due diligence. Judy Bernstein said that recently in the city publication on March 17th, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you for your always pleasant remarks. Next, I'm going to take up David Schwartz. Mr. Procacci, please don't yell. Mr. Procacci, please don't yell, and it isn't very nice. You called people mean. Don't, Mr. Procacci, calm down. You just got to calm down. Way too much caffeine. Next, I'm going to call. You can relax. Next, I'm going to call up David Schwartz, please. You go in the back, please, and just give your name and address. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mr. Schwartz. No, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. He should, but not you.
How you doing? Just name and address for the record. Thanks.
My name is David, and I'm from District Number 3. Tell me when I can begin. Okay, honored council members, I have lived in District 3 for over 20 years. This is the first public hearing I have ever attended. I'm here because I believe a great injustice has been done and needs to be remedied. Only you, Don Clavin, and the rest of this board can rectify the situation. The issue I am referring to is the animal shelter. Before I even bring up the circus that the shelter has become, I would like to bring up something else first. Previously, a comment was made by a certain constituent calling the shelter a concentration camp. That comparison is reprehensible. I, along with many of your constituents, had family murdered in concentration camps. They were murdered for one reason, because they were Jewish. I wanted to let you know that I'm appalled that this statement was not rebuked by each person sitting on this board and was here at the time that the statement was brought to your attention. The only person who took offense was Bruce Blakeman, not surprising since he is Jewish. I'm letting you know that your Jewish constituents know of your silence and are still waiting for each of you to condemn in the strongest of terms such a repulsive statement. A few weeks ago, you, Don Clavin, along with the blind support of this board, made the regrettable decision to remove Mrs. Emily DeRentz from her role as rescue coordinator and to reassign her to a clerical position at the Department of Conservation and Waterways. The move makes no sense. There was no vacancy that opened up in that department that would have warranted her move, or anyone's move for that matter. Emily is not a clerical person. She's a rescue coordinator who has worked tirelessly at her position and has literally saved thousands of lives. In her position, she was good for the animals, good for the town, and to be blunt, she made you all look good as well. You replaced her in the beginning of March with the same employee that Emily replaced 10 years ago. By replacing Emily with the same person, you have set the shelter back to where it was 10 years ago. Now, since you removed Emily as rescue coordinator, let us review some numbers. The shelter currently shows 47 cats available for adoption, and in almost 1 month, 2 have been posted on social media. The shelter currently shows 65 dogs available for adoption, and in almost 1 month, only 8 have been advertised on Facebook. In the time Emily ran social media, on top of her rescue work, approximately 7 dogs and 2 to 5 cats were posted each week. Now take these numbers and multiply them by 52 weeks. The difference is both staggering and alarming. Since Emily was forced to transfer almost a month ago, 40 dogs have come into our shelter as strays. Not one of them were posted on the Town Lost and Found Facebook album. This doesn't take into account that before she left, Stories, which ran 24/7 on Facebook, has been practically silent. In short, your social media is a disaster. In Emily, our town and shelter have a superstar. At the last board meeting, which I watched live, you had many people pleading with you to keep Emily on as rescue coordinator. You had over 35 emails from rescue organizations across the nation pleading with you to keep her as rescue coordinator. You, Don Clavin, and your board members ignored them all. The ones who are really suffering and need your help are the animals. You are our representatives. True leadership is being able to own up to a mistake and fixing that mistake. Please stop playing politics with the innocent animals' lives. You have a huge problem at the animal shelter. You know it, and your constituents know it.
Okay.
You can make things right.
Thank you very
Please,
much,
for the
Mr.
sake of the
Schwartz.
animals.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz, we have 3 minutes. Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming in tonight. Next, we have Pearl Jacobs. How you doing? Name and address for the record. Thanks.
Pearl Jacobs, Uniondale. And before we start, please don't start my clock.
No, it doesn't work that way. You know that, Ms.
Because
Jacobs.
I want to say
Okay.
that when we started this meeting, and my condolences to the veteran that passed away. May he rest in peace. But 3 children were killed yesterday, and 3 teachers and administrators were killed in Tennessee. Can we have a moment of silence for them, please? Why didn't you give them a moment of silence? Maybe because you're not against the gun law. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Now, street sweeping in Uniondale, when will the mailers be sent out? Because we did not receive any last year.
Okay.
And our streets were swept 3 times. No answer?
Ms. Jacobs, you've been coming to meetings for a long time. You know this is the public comment section.
Well, you answer afterwards then. Okay. 576 Uniondale Avenue. I see that so many projects are going forward in the town of Hempstead. They're moving very expeditiously. Example, 1577 Merrick Road, BP gas station, 671 Newbridge Road, BP gas station. It was done in record time during the pandemic. And why does 576 Uniondale Avenue BP project continue to languish after all permits have been approved? At the February 7th meeting, the council tabled this project, citing a discussion that the developer needed to have with just 1 resident. Again, why is this project languishing? Perhaps the media would be interested in covering a story about empty and abandoned lots that spread throughout communities of color in the town of Hempstead. And of course, I'm for no casino. Casinos are bad for our youth and our educational institutions, bad for our environment, bad for our quality of life. As the crime goes up, property values go down, and that would be across Nassau County, not just in Uniondale. And may I have the answer to my question regarding street sweeping and when those mails would be sent out?
Ms. Jacobs, you've been coming for a long time. It's a public comment. We listen to you, and we're happy to follow up if you want to send an email.
And you do nothing. I asked you the same thing last year, and we did not receive any mailers. We did not receive any street sweeping.
You just said a minute ago you had 3.
Perhaps maybe we can get more street sweeping this year because you didn't use up your snow budget unless you're putting that in your campaign fund. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Jacobs. Next, I'm going to call up Claudia Long. Claudia Long? If you just give your name and address for the record, thanks.
Good evening.
How you doing?
My name is Claudia Long, and I live in East Meadow. I live near the Coliseum, and I would like to address and say no to the casino because of Hempstead Turnpike. There's a lot of traffic. If you add a casino there, it's going to increase the traffic difficulties around that community and other intersections. I've seen when Coliseum has a big event, I've seen the parkway, people coming off the parkway, and long lines along the Hempstead Turnpike past the entranceway into Eisenhower Park. I am concerned with the Hofstra University, Nassau Community College, and other high schools. The temptation of a casino. Casino brings a lot of crimes, pornography, sexual assaults. Gambling is a disease. It's an addiction. About a year ago, I was walking in the park with somebody, and they were telling me all about their addiction and how horrible it is and how sad he was. Nassau County is a beautiful county of suburb. It's a suburb. It's not a city. It's nice to come out of the city and come into a nice community. With a casino coming in, it's going to bring in hotels, all the problems there of crimes. So as a citizen of this county, I grew up here in Belmore. I've seen a lot of development. I say no to a casino. You have one in Suffolk County. You have one in Queens. Why do we need one in Nassau County? It's not about money. It's not about money. It's about value. And we want to keep Nassau County safe and a good place to live. And I express that on the part of many people. Thank you for letting me speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Thank you very much. Next, I have Julie Berger. Good evening. If you just give your name and address for the record. Thanks.
I am Julie Berger. I live in East Meadow. I accidentally heard about the casino project because somebody, I don't even know who, sent me a text a couple of weeks ago about a meeting taking place on Franklin Avenue for that Thursday, telling me that that's the proposal, and it disturbed me greatly. So I went to the meeting with my neighbors to find it mobbed with construction union people, mobbed that we couldn't even get into the meeting. And I'm like, I got one lousy little text, and obviously all these people knew about it. All the unions knew about it. I am a union member. I am a healthcare union member, and I believe in healthy living, and casinos is not healthy living. What happened to the biomed idea over there? Over there, we have Sloan Memorial, right? Hofstra built the medical school. What happened to the whole medical idea over there? How come I've gotten 2 postcards in the mail from you, Mr. Clavin, and Ms. Murray there about passports being open on Saturdays, but I got no information from my legislator or you or anyone else about a casino possibly being built? That disturbs me. It disturbs me that all these unions knew about it. We couldn't even get into the meeting. It took us a half an hour to get into the chambers to find a mobbed room with all these union people with sands on their front of their shirts and their unions written on the back. They obviously knew about it. We taxpayers did not know about it, and that was very disturbing. But I can tell you from you that I can go get my passport. That disturbs me. I don't need a passport. I need safe streets. I need a safe community. I need future for my children. The hospitality industry, what are they going to pay them? They're going to pay them $15 an hour. Can our kids live on $15 an hour working in their restaurants and their hotels and on the floor of the casino? That's a dead-end job. And all those unions, once they build everything, they're on to the next job. So that was really, really deceitful and deceiving to the 15 taxpayers that were able to get into the meeting. Very, very disturbing. I'm ashamed that all of you stopped thinking. All you think about is money. My idea is put in pickleball courts so that we can all have a healthy living, right? Pickleball is intergenerational. We can live healthily. We don't need to spend money. You all know that the people who go to the gambling places can't afford to be there, period. You all know that. Read the studies. Look at that poor kid from Malvern, the 24-year-old kid in a Newsday article just 2 weeks ago. You all know. We all know somebody in our families that have gambling problems. This is not a solution. This is adding to the problem, and it's just total greed. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Berger. Next, I have Marcia DiTieri. How you doing? If you can name and address for the record, thanks.
Marcia DiTieri, Merrick, New York. I am following up once again regarding last meeting response to my questions regarding tree preservation. Promises of a calling for a hearing never took place. Is an opinion by 2 members of the board not agreeing enough to wash your hands of this imperative issue? If constituents are a priority, many of whom have spoken with me, emailed, and called the board, should be your priority. I agree that Rome wasn't built in a day, and there are certain circumstances that trees must be taken down. When no permit is required for someone to clear-cut every healthy tree on a property, ordinances have to be put into place for the well-being of our community. It shouldn't be all or nothing. Many of the homes being bought are by developers that aren't constituents of this township. For an example, 16 Fletcher Avenue in the Merrick Campgrounds, the developer was from Staten Island, removing every tree on this wildlife-filled property, removing the modest ranch-style home and building a home bigger than any other in this historical community. Is this fair to your constituents, taking his profit and destroying another tree-lined property? Spring is here, which means birds nesting, laying their eggs. Other wildlife are having their babies. Pollinators need a food source. Removing trees in this vital time for our wildlife is a death sentence. Removing their life source will ultimately remove our food source without pollinators, predators, and those who depend on us for their survival. Trees naturally purify our water and air. Emissions from the never-ending traffic jams worsening with the overdevelopment of luxury apartment condos and subdivisions. Isn't this urbanization just luxury versus the governor's plan? Perfect example of the condos built on East Meadow Avenue in East Meadow, where Overly's nursery was located. Now there is a city of homes, clear-cutting every tree in the process. If you do not put ordinances into place, everything that is important to your constituents and why they moved here will be gone. Do you want this on your conscience? Please put a call in for a hearing as promised. This is not an opinion, it's scientific proof. And I just wanted to ask Councilman Carini, who doesn't want tree preservation put into place. I don't know who the other council person was, but I just wanted to ask you. I give you my town and my name. If you live in Garden City, which I was told you do, that is, you don't live in Garden City? I'm sorry, where?
I live in Seaford.
Okay. I know Garden City's value of homes are in the millions. And why? Because they are all tree-lined, there are laws in place, and people preserve their environment. So shame
Thanks,
on
Mrs.
people that don't
Gutierrez.
care.
We appreciate you always coming. Lisa Ortiz? How you doing? If you give a name and address for the record, thanks.
Good afternoon. Or good evening, sorry. My name is Lisa Ortiz. I am a resident of Lakeview. Today I'm here to first start out by saying thank you for the park upgrades that you all have ensured were given to the community of Lakeview. The residents have truly enjoyed them, especially as the days have begun to get warmer. But today I am here to share some concerns about the upkeep or the lack of upkeep in Lakeview, mainly around the Long Island Railroad train tracks. We've actually sent a few emails to your office. We also emailed Dorothy Goosby's office, and Don Clavin, I would like to thank you for responding. We have sent over tons of pictures because the area has become overwhelmed with debris. There is a fence that runs parallel to the train tracks that has fallen in, and no one has ever come to repair it, which is a huge safety concern because children actually could walk through there, as well as any other residents in the area. I also wanted to speak about, well, actually just ask if you guys could make sure that that fence is actually repaired, and is it possible for us to get on some sort of regular cleaning schedule for that area around the train station? I know that we've sent emails, and I know that you're not going to respond, as you said.
No, listen, I'll tell you, listen. The deputy supervisor and I talked about it. I got the emails, and just so you know, we followed up with it, and it is the railroad's fence. We're not big fans of the railroad for a myriad of reasons, but we reached out to them and told them, it's fence, clean it. We worked with, the deputy supervisor and worked with sending some people out there, but we're following up on them. And look, if we can have people go in there, absolutely. I mean, I saw the photos, and like I said, I appreciate a nice comment, but we're following up on them because, you're absolutely right. And it's theirs, but we want to do the right thing, but they have a responsibility. So we're on top of them.
Not just the actual area right at the train station?
Oh, no, we had crew to go down. We had a crew to go down and take a look at that, absolutely.
Okay.
But you have two people who work in the state of New York that are responsible for that. You have a senator and you have an assemblywoman. Those are the people who are responsible for making sure the MTA takes care of their responsibilities. That's who's responsible for that, not us. Yeah. So we've done it for you before, but I don't have enough staff to be able to do that. That is something that the MTA is responsible for.
But we're going to give them a little bit of the business. Okay?
Well, we CC'd everybody.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So at this point, we don't really care who's responsible for it. Our tax dollars are going here.
Yeah, I know. And I get it. And as I said, I saw it, and I get, that's part of the problem. It's like, if it's an entity, with the county, we can communicate. With the state, it's problematic. And the railroad, we also have the issue of it's easy to clean one side of it, but when you're on the other side, there's a liability aspect for the town employees that we have to be concerned about. But the railroad has a responsibility. It's supposed to clean it. We're going to work with you on trying to make sure it's done and the surrounding area. And like I said, you sent the email, and she called me on Saturday. So I know when it came. Trust me.
Okay.
All right. And if you'd like, why don't we do this right now? If you'd like to follow up with, is Kathy down here? No, Kathy's not. Who's from here from Highways?
What's wrong with the people from the state that are responsible?
No, I know, but they're not going to get it done because the state people aren't that good. All they want to do is build housing. Why don't we do this? Can you stick around for a couple? And I'm going to, Ms. Ortiz, I'm going to coordinate with somebody from the administration to kind of talk to you, all right?
Okay, and I have a few more things.
We have a 3-minute timer. So, but that's what I'm saying. If you want to stick around.
For 2 minutes of my time, though.
No. Well, I'm not. Listen, we're gonna stick around and follow up with who.
30 seconds, please.
No, I'm gonna yell at. Hold on. Mike Caputo. We're gonna sit down with her right after this meeting. Fair enough. Mike's my deputy commissioner in sanitation. Great guy. Mike, wave your hand. She's got to see you right now. All right, there you go. We're going to follow up with you on the couple of things. So if you can stick around for a couple, all right?
Okay. I just want to mention these streets that we've asked.
I got yelled if I don't hold it to
the clock.
I know, but I'm going to get yelled at. We're not going anywhere. We're going to stick around with you, okay? Mike's great. We're going to follow up on the streets with you. I promise you. I promise.
I'm just
okay?
going to say these streets that need to be repaired: Waterview Drive, Pinebrook Avenue, and Coolidge Avenue.
Oh, look that clock.
Are
Why don't you not be unpleasant to people, Mr. Vicacci? Because you know what?
Thank you for
Ms. Ortiz, I apologize for him bursting out and yelling like that. That's okay, Mr. Angry. Next, I'm going to call up John Cumberland. Thank you, Michael. Ms. Ortiz, now you know why. I apologize. It's okay. Sir, quiet down, Felix. Mr. How you doing? If you give your name and address for the record.
All right, my name is John Cumberland.
Hi.
I'm from West Hempstead. I've been there for over 25 years. I just wanted to comment on the casino. I'm a former business agent of Local Union 580, and now I'm on with the funds, and I vote yes for the casino. The casino will provide good paying jobs with good benefits. I don't know where you're going to get a job that pays as well for the younger kids, because not everybody can be a doctor and a lawyer. Okay, this will provide union benefits for our members, our funds. What they did before was just a Band-Aid. They shot it all down. And what they did to the Coliseum was a Band-Aid at best. With the proposals that are coming in now with RXR and the like, it will improve tourism. And people that live in the community could actually go somewhere that's not far away into another town to pay their taxes. And I believe that that will help the community and hopefully will reduce taxes in our community. That's really all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on. Next, I have Jose Hernandez. Hi, Mr. Hernandez. If you give your name and address for the record, appreciate it.
My name is Jose Hernandez, and I reside in West Hempstead. And the reason why I'm here is because for the last 2 years, I have tried my very best to get the engineering department to address the issue of the streets within my block. Okay, I've just been getting the runaround, and just recently, they had sent the Department of Highway to repave, not repave, but to fill the holes that are in the street. And they actually didn't do a good job. Okay, they just put some gravel in there, and they did not even seal it up. Okay. And now, I called, and like I said, I keep getting the runaround, and I'm hoping that this board here, okay, does extend some kind of help so I could resolve this, because I'm also speaking for on behalf of all the people within my block. There's like 6 families there. There's people that are on wheelchair that are subjected to the situation. Also, we have a little basketball court for the kids that play there. And I don't want to wait to see when somebody gets hurt. Okay, I think that we should be proactive as opposed to being reactive. And like I said, I've been addressing this issue for the last 2 years. I get letters, back. The highway department tells me it's not their issue. They refer me back to the Department of Engineering. And so it's a little game that I've been playing with them. So I hope that somebody here could help me resolve this situation.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is, I see my Commissioner of Engineering right there. I see, the Commissioner of Deputy. And then I see my Commissioner of Highways there too. So what they're going to do is they're going to take you in the back and they're going to talk to you about the road. And then I'll follow up with them, okay?
Thank you very much.
No, thanks for coming out tonight. I don't have any other slips. Does anybody not signing wishes to be heard? Sure, if you can go up to the back and give your name and address, that'd be great.
How you doing? Name and address, thanks.
James B. Jacobs, Uniondale, residence over 30 year, 568 Ash Court. I just have some questions or clarifications. First of all, when the reason people have been speaking about the casino and everything else is that when we was at the county, and that lady so eloquently stated that all the union members, including that gentleman from West Hempstead, it's just that when people realize that when it doesn't go in their backyard, like in West Hempstead, they don't mind it being built, because if anything that's brought into Nassau County, you want to improve the quality of life instead of letting it go down. My also inquiry is also about Jerusalem Avenue, Union Avenue, about the vacant lot. That when I go to Levittown, when I go to East Meadow, when I go to Salisbury, I see all these areas getting built up, like new gas stations, new things like that. But when it comes to Uniondale, Hempstead, Lakeview, Roosevelt, we lamage. I know Deputy Super Gooseby have a lot on her plate, but she's just one person, and that's supposed to be a collective body working together. Hey, it's okay to ignore me because I don't look like you. I get that. But here's the thing. Over 30 years of paying my taxes due diligently and make sure that everything's up to code for us where I live at, all I ask is for a little respect. You ain't got to like me. You don't have to love me. But you want to respect me if you take my tax dollar. If you choose to ignore me, that's on you. But yet, you're the type of party that you say you're open to everyone, but from your body language and the condescending look that you give people who show from their heart what they feel like, you tend to blow them off. But it's okay. It's okay, because I'm a man of faith. And those things are always work out to the end. All that my wife was asking about is no casino, because nobody wants in their backyard. Now, if the guy's so much pro-union, right, why didn't I have put in West Hempstead's backyard? But that's not going to happen. But that's just me sharing a personal thought. Granted, this is my time, so I'm using it like the way I want to. Now, to the town attorney, a certain statement was made that only a person with a law degree can practice law or look at the law. I was taught that any book that you can read and write, that you can understand. You don't have to practice it, but you can look in the law book for your better understanding. But see, that's just me, okay? And my thing also is that all we're asking for is for the area Uniondale, because I know Deputy Super Gooseby have a lot on her plate, that we want to be treated, that when we go to where Dunn live at, we see a brand new BP, or we see brand new Ebola. What happened to Jerusalem Avenue and Uniondale Avenue? That's been over 2 or 3 years. The last couple of meetings with the person was here, they'll put everything on what they call it, or table it, and then nothing would happen. Like I said, I like living here. I tell people how wonderful Uniondale is. But when I look around and see how it's slowly but surely turning, except for the casino, because that's what it's up, everybody's problem. This is why, like with my missus, I don't see the overall benefit. That's just me sharing some thought. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Jacobs. And I do, no, that's, Mr. Jacobs, I do want to, no, that's okay, thanks. I do want to say that I know that Mr. Jacobs, now I'll speak. I know that the deputy supervisor did have the approval. I know the resident was concerned in Uniondale, so we're a little respectful of the resident, so that's why we tabled it. And the last one is, I know there's a brand new gas station right down the block, because I think Harry Singh was there for the opening of the one down the block. So I just want to let you know on that. I don't have any other slips. Is there anybody who would like to be heard, did not send in? Great. If you kind of go to the back and give your name and address for the record, that'd be great. How you doing? Give your name and address. Thanks.
Good evening. Chris Jacobs, Uniondale, New York. Just going to speak on the casino issue. When I hear people talk about it's pro-jobs and everything like that. However, I go around Nassau County every day, and I see Help Wanted signs everywhere. And they say, well, for skilled labor jobs. And I said, well, I don't see nobody going to PSC&G, NatGrid, et cetera. So this whole waiting for, if I want a job so bad, then I would get a job in one of the companies right now instead of waiting 4 years for a casino to be built. So I don't understand the argument on that. Statistically, it's you look it up, it's on Google. You see a 500% increase in crime in counties that open casinos, a 10% increase in DWI fatal accidents. Hempstead Turnpike is always rated top 10 in most dangerous zones in New York State. You can look that up on the website. Also, the fact that I look at County Executive Blakeman, and he ran on the thing of crime and everything like that. So I asked myself, why would a county executive want to champion a casino which would turn New York City? They always say, don't make Nassau County a sixth borough. It would be worse than a sixth borough. New York City will laugh at us. And basically, I just say that I believe the town of Hempstead don't even think it's a good idea, because if it was a very good idea and it was such a great idea, they would have joined that little hump and they would have stuck the Coliseum in District 2 like they had all the other years. So I believe that it's stuck in District 1. So therefore, when it comes in the news every night, talk about violence here and shootings there, people getting mugged and all this stuff to come with casino, they're like, that's District 1's problem. And we were supposed to take it with a smile on our face. So I believe Nassau County could do better. The town of Hempstead could do better. And we can advocate for something good to be built there that will benefit all of us, because everybody in this room that's a Nassau County resident, if we get something that increases our crime by 500%, our property values will go down severely, and we're going to profit, and that's all I have to say about that.
Thanks, Mr. Jacobs. I know somebody else that didn't sign the wishes to be heard that raised their hand. If you want to go to the back, give your name and address, that'd be great. Thank you.
I signed in, but
Here we go.
anyway, I'm here to speak about the casino, and the gentleman was speaking earlier about union jobs, and I want to let him know that I'm pro-union as well, but I'm against the building of the casino. Whatever we build there will result in construction jobs. It doesn't have to be a casino. A casino is a bad idea for our community for so many reasons. The gentleman touched upon tourism. Busloads and busloads of gamblers coming to a casino is not tourism. James Bond is not coming here to drop £1 million British pounds at the roulette table. Casinos make their money mostly off people with a problem or people with an addiction to gambling. They make only 4% of their revenue from people, the 75% of people who are occasional casino gamblers. They make 96% of their money off the regulars. Guess who the regulars are going to be? Nassau County residents. We all know some family, my family personally, has been touched by heroin. We know young people who have died of heroin overdoses. Who would have thought 20 years ago in Nassau County that we would be facing an opioid crisis? 20 years ago, right? Twilight Zone. That was something for the inner city, not out here in the suburbs. Why would we want to bring gambling, casino gambling here? Don't we wish we could get rid of opioids, that genie never got out of the bottle? Why do we want to bring a new addiction here for our young people to be victimized by? Look around. Maybe there's 100 people in this room. Casual casino visitors, 6% of them will develop an addiction. And it doesn't matter who it is, young, old, what color, religion, anything that you are. Human beings, a certain percentage of them will develop an addiction. I know because of red wine and chocolate and my own. So don't think you're above it or below it. It's going to hit all of us, and it's not a good idea for Nassau County. It's just a temporary jobs and some tax revenue, and guess who's going to get rich? The Sands Corporation. This will not enrich our county. It's a temporary honeymoon phase, some construction jobs. Let's build something else, build something better. This is a horrendous idea. And Bruce Blakeman, if you're listening, don't be in charge of Blakeman's blight.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't have any other slips. Is there anybody who did not sign their wishes to be heard? If not, everybody have a wonderful evening, and thank you very much for coming out.